Hello students, today we will discuss Gerard Manley Hopkins' poem Spring and Fall. So, Hopkins, this poem was written in 1880 and it got published posthumously after his death. That means, posthumously means after his death. This poem was published in 1918. This poem is addressed to a kid named Margaret who is crying over something or other. The speaker decides that she is crying because all the leaves in the forest of Golden Grove have died and fallen off the trees. So, we'll see that this poem is about death. The poem is about death addressed to a young child, Margaret. At the same time, we will see that the theme of the poem, this small poem, has another theme also, that is innocence. The child is grieving because the leaves are falling down and she is too young, too innocent to understand what is happening to the leaves upon the trees. So, we'll see here. The poem likens a little girl's sorrows at the waning of summer to the larger tragic issues of human life. So, let's see the text. Margaret, are you grieving over Golden Grove unleaving? Golden Grove. Margaret is the name of that child. है ना? Margaret, are you grieving over Golden Grove while leaving? Golden Grove is a place whose name suggests idyllic play world, है ना? जहाँ पे सब कुछ एक heavenly है, जो हरा भरा फील्ड है जैसे, है ना? जो हरा भरा ट्री है. It is unliving. देखो, हॉपकिंस की language देखो, unliving. These two lines are the examples of sprung rhythm. You see the number of, you see how these stress syllables they are going in. Margaret, are you grieving? So the poet asked that little child, Margaret, are you grieving because Golden Grove is unliving? The child is weeping because the Golden Grove is unliving. है ना? Or losing its leaves as winter approaches. The child will weep then too, but for a more conscious reason. Are you grieving over Golden Grove while leaving? Poet asked the child Margaret, are you feeling sorrow? Are you crying because of this thing that the tree is unliving? The leaves are falling down. Golden leaves are falling down. The leaves have become golden and they are falling down. Leaves like the things of man. Leaves like the things of man. You with your fresh thoughts scare you. Can you? He says, leaves are like man. Just as human beings are there, similarly leaves are there. You with your fresh thoughts care for. Can you? But the child cannot relate leaves with things like man because she is too young, she is too innocent, she is a child, she has not that much experience, she has not developed that consciousness that she can understand, as the heart grows older, it will become to such sights older. But the poet tells her कि as she will become young, as she will grow old, she will get used to such sights. है ना? As she will grow old, she will get used to such sights. Then she will not get affected. Then she will not get affected by such sights के leaves are falling down. है ना? Now she is so young, so innocent, so childish that she is weeping because the leaves are falling down from the trees. But the poet assures her that as the heart grows older, it will become to such sights older. When she will grow old, she will get used to such sights. है ना? It will come to such sights older. Older मतलब she will not get that much affected. She will be used to. उसको आदत हो जाएगी ऐसे सीन्स और साइट्स देख के. अब जैसे पेड़ से पत्ते गिर रहे हैं और वो दुखी हो रही है और रो रही है, तो बाद में ऐसा नहीं होगा. By and by, not spare a sigh. Though the words of Van would leave me lie. By and by, धीरे धीरे क्या होगा, है ना? धीरे धीरे क्या होगा? She will not heave a sigh. वो थोड़ी सी ठंडी सांस भी नहीं लेगी, चाहे पूरा का पूरा जो फॉरेस्ट है उसके पत्ते गिर जाए, चाहे पूरे के पूरे फॉरेस्ट के पत्ते गिर जाएं, वो बिल्कुल भी अफेक्ट नहीं होगी. वैन वुड का मतलब क्या हुआ? डेड लीव्स और bark, है ना? बट इट आल्सो सजेस्ट क्लीनेस एंड डिजीज. कहने का मतलब है कि चाहे सारे डेड लीव्स नीचे गिर जाएं, है ना? लीफ मील का मतलब क्या होता है? डेड लीव्स आर लाइंग इन स्कैटर्ड और डिसऑर्गेनाइज्ड वे. तो दो वर्ड्स ऑफ वैन वुड लीफ मील लाए. अगर हम हिंदी में बात करें तो हम कहेंगे कि चाहे पूरे का पूरा जंगल पतझड़ बन के बिखर के पड़ा रहे, तो भी वो मार्गरेट जो है बिल्कुल भी अफेक्टेड नहीं होगी. एंड येट यू विल वीप एंड नो व्हाई. लेकिन रोएगी तो वो तब भी, और उसको कारण भी पता होगा, है ना? आल्दो अब इस स्टेज पे शी विल नॉट बी वीपिंग अबाउट द फॉलिंग ऑफ द लीव्स. नाउ शी विल बी वीपिंग फॉर सम अनदर रीजन, है ना? नाउ नो मैटर चाइल्ड द नेम. अब उसको पता नहीं कि वो क्यों रो रही है. सोरोज स्प्रिंग आर द सेम. सोरो के जो सोर्स है वो सेम ही होता है ना? बस ये है कि भी सोरो स्प्रिंग आर द सेम. दुख का जो कारण है वो सेम होता है. दुख का जो कारण है, स्प्रिंग मतलब सोर्स, इस दुख का जो कारण है वो सेम होता है. नोर माउथ हैड नो नोर माइंड एक्सप्रेस्ड व्हाट हार्ट हर्ड ऑफ घोस्ट गेस्ट. ना कोई भी जना बता सकता है, ना कहीं सोच सकता है ना? ना तो माइंड में आप बता सकते हो, ना एक्सप्रेस कर सकते हो, कि जो दिल को पता है. बट द थर्ड सेंस, घोस्ट का मतलब जो तुम्हारी थर्ड सेंस है वो गेस कर लेती है ना? When she was a child, the point is कि when Margaret was a child, she had not the senses developed enough. She had not the ability or she had not the maturity to tell exactly why she is weeping. And she thought that she is weeping for the falling of the leaves. But the poet says that it is not for the falling of the leaves. One weeps because deep inside there is something different which the ghost guess. Heart hears, but mouth and mind cannot express. दिल सुनता है, थर्ड सेंस जो है तुम्हारी वो गेस कर लेती है कि तुम किस लिए रो रहे हो, क्यों रो रहे हो. क्योंकि सोरोज स्प्रिंग आर द सेम. सोरोज के जो सोर्स है, सोरोज के जो स्प्रिंग है वो तो सेम है ना? The point is what? Actually, man grieves or sorrows or worries or weeps, whatever he does, it is only for his own mortality. It is the blight man was born for, and it is Margaret you born for. कि man actually weeps. It is the blight. Blight मतलब कि यही एक उसको मिलता है जिसकी वजह से यही एक उसको शाप मिला हुआ है. किसको? ह्यूमन बीइंग को. He is not free from the bondage of life and death. After spending few years on this earth, he will have to die. He can't escape death. So it is the blight man was born for. The man is born for this sin. He will commit sin. He will not be free from the bondage of life and death. And the poet tells Margaret that you were also weeping for this. Margaret is not weeping for the falling of the leaves. She is weeping for her own mortality. So the use of fall, spring and fall. The poem is entitled Spring and Fall. The use of word fall is deliberate. Poet can use autumn also, but he has used fall because he links the idea of autumnal decline or decay with the biblical fall of man from grace. And so he is associating it with this. That's why he is entitled Spring and Fall. And fall का मतलब fall from the grace. Fall मतलब also disease, decay. So, and the rhyme scheme of the poem is A A B B C C. देखो, let's see. Grieving and leaving, same sound है ना? आप क्या कहोगे? दोनों के आगे क्या नाम लिखा? A. तो A, then C, U, B, then older, colder, C, same sound है ना? Grieving and leaving, A, U, B, then C, then C. साए लाए वाए, सेम साउंड आ गई ना? क्या बोलोगे? D, A, B, C, D. So I hope poem is clear to you. So the theme is, basically the theme of the poem is death. But at another level we also find that innocence is also another theme of this one. Thank you.